Bandaged Knees by Colin Simpson. Interior, a basement bar, night. Meredith Burns and Sara are sitting at a basement bar somewhere in Chicago. Meredith sits still. Sara is talking animatedly, hands waving wildly and hair flying.
They say that you should never use voiceover narration. They say it's bad writing. But me, I always liked it. Like at the start of Goodfellas when Ray Liotta tells you, "As long as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster." And it means you don't have to suffer through a load of expository dialogue. And who needs that?
The bartender heads for the exit. He turns to Meredith.
Make sure you lock it top and bottom when you leave.
The bartender exits.
Okay, that was kinda expository, but it's his bar, so it matters to him that we lock up. That's me, Meredith Burns. I'm an exfiltration specialist, ex-Army, ex-CIA. 46 years old, 5'5", 126 pounds. Single. Very fucking single. The blonde hot mess sitting next to me is Sara. She's a former Army recon sniper. We've worked together for 5 years now, during which time she has shut up for around 60 seconds total. Look, she's still talking while I'm doing my damn voiceover. Mind you, she was already drunk when I got here. I bet Morgan Freeman doesn't have to put up with this kind of thing.
And into real dialogue.
But by the time I wake up enough to realize what I'm doing, I've broken his nose and 2 of his fingers.
So you assaulted him in your sleep?
I wouldn't say assaulted.
And I wouldn't say that you dress like a contestant in a Miss Trailer Park pageant. But I'm thinking it very loudly.
I'm not used to having someone in a bed with me. I haven't got laid in a long time.
Really? 'Cause you don't mention that every 20 minutes.
Hey, unlike you and Little Miss Homicide, I have a healthy sex drive.
Doesn't sound too healthy for him. So did you let him get a few words in edgewise before you boinked him and maimed him?
Yeah, I get it. I'm a disaster. I talk too much and I'm a giant slut. You want to help me or just enjoy my humiliation?
Is that a trick question?
Didn't you used to be nicer than this?
How about you stop throwing back tequila before you get sick?
Nonsense. I'm fine.
The door opens and an armed man enters. Reynolds. He holds a hostage, a gun to her head. The hostage is Tulip. The action freezes for a moment.
That's Tulip. She's the big stick that allows me to speak softly. The big goon with the gun to her head? No idea who this fucker is. The fact that Tulip has allowed someone to put a gun to her head at all is sort of puzzling. After she's done killing him, I'll be sure to ask her about it.
Reynolds has an arm around Tulip's throat. He is a large man, and the discrepancy in size between him and his hostage is quite marked. Tulip does not struggle at all. She is utterly impassive.
Which one of you is Meredith Burns?
I am.
I am also Spartacus.
If you want your little squaw friend here to keep breathing, you should take this seriously.
I assure you, I am serious. She's just drunk. Ignore her.
Hey, I may be drunk, but what was the other thing you said?
Sara, quiet time. I mean it.
Sorry, boss.
Sara makes a motion of zipping her mouth shut, then quietly belches.
You come in here with a gun to my friend's head? I assume you want something?
Very perceptive. Miss Burns, I need you to accompany me. My employer would like to speak with you.
And your employer would be?
You'll find out soon enough.
When's that?
When you meet him.
That's not soon enough.
Look, lady, you don't know me, but I'm not a patient man. I will not hesitate to shoot this bitch, then shoot your drunk friend here.
Meredith stands slowly.
Well, now you're just being mean. I can put up with a lot, but I cannot abide unnecessary meanness.
Damn fucking straight.
Sara makes a stand but catches her foot in the footrail of the bar and falls to the floor in a crumpled heap.
Wow, you are really not helping here.
Sara looks up through a curtain of tangled hair.
Yeah, I think I may be drunk. Maybe I just sit this one out.
You think?
Sara gestures in an encouraging way.
Yeah, but you go on.
Reynolds is becoming frustrated and tightens his grip around Tulip's neck.
I tell you what, you tell me who your employer is, and I'll come along without any further unpleasantness.
I guess it doesn't matter. My employer is Orlov Krychek, and he's very keen to see you.
Krychek? Oh, come on, that was years ago.
He has a long memory.
Well, hell's bells and buckets of blood.
The action freezes for a moment.
Okay, this is not good. Orlov Krychek is ex-Serbian Special Forces. He walks funny, 'cause I once shot him in the ankle.
The action unfreezes.
Lady, I'm on the clock here.
Tulip mouths something to Meredith, but Meredith can't make it out. Meredith widens her eyes and shows she doesn't understand.
Okay, look, Mr.
Reynolds.
Mr. Reynolds. I don't know you, but if I go with you, Mr. Krychek is liable to want to shoot me in the brain.
Tulip mouths to Meredith again. This time it is clearer. Tulip is asking, what kind of gun?
Say, what kind of iron you got there? Is that the nickel-plated 1911 ACP?
Yeah, it's a Gold Cup edition.
That's a nice piece of hardware. I think I'll keep it.
Moving like a striking snake, Tulip reaches up and engages the safety on Reynolds' gun. Reynolds pulls the trigger to no avail. Tulip grabs the barrel of the gun and bangs it against the bridge of Reynolds' nose. She slides out of his briefly weakened grip, turns and punches him swiftly in the throat 3 times. As he falls to the ground, Tulip eases the pistol from his hand. She flips the bullet from the chamber and ejects the magazine before tossing it to Meredith.
You know, no matter how many times I see her pull that shit, it never gets old.
Reynolds writhes on the floor, clutching his throat and gasping for breath.
How the hell did a giant doofus like that get the drop on you?
I let him. Wanted to see what he wanted.
Nice going, Pocahontas. You couldn't have just killed him before you got here. Now we gotta deal with this idiot. I'll never get another drink.
You think you need another drink?
Couldn't hurt.
Meredith rolls her eyes.
How's he doing? He still talk?
Tulip kicks Reynolds.
How about it?
Reynolds croaks.
Sorry, ladies.
Reynolds removes something from his top pocket.
Ah, damn it.
Everything goes blinding white. An out-of-focus view of the bar room from low down. Gradually, focus resolves. Meredith, Sara, and Tulip are all tied, hands behind their backs, to the bar's footrail. Sara sees Meredith and Tulip either side of her.
Concussion grenade.
Like I need another concussion.
Oh, I thought it was just me passed out. I feel like shit.
Sara struggles against her bonds to no avail. Meredith sees that Sara's socks don't match.
Your socks don't match.
It's my ingenious method for identifying judgmental assholes. It's working great so far.
A figure enters the room. The camera, at the girl's level, only shows him from the waist down. Meredith bangs her feet against the floor in anger and frustration.
Wilson, you asshole!
Been looking for you for a long time, Meredith.
Really? Jesus, you must be bad at this. I'm not that hard to find.
Meredith, you have been lucky so far, but tonight your luck runs out.
You have got to be shitting me. Who talks like that? What do you think, I'm an idiot? I get scarier things than you in my breakfast cereal.
They don't give away stuff in breakfast cereal anymore. That shit went out with cassette tape.
Can you not keep your teeth together for 2 damn minutes?
What? We're tied up and I'm drunk. I'm gonna get killed by an asshole. How are things gonna get worse?
I'd rather not find out.
You know, I was having a lot more fun before that guy with the gun came in. Say, where is he?
Reynolds is on his way to a doctor. Seems someone bruised his windpipe.
Look damn good on him.
Why are you doing this, Wilson?
Money? Why else? What kind of question is that? Krychek's a rich man now. He'll pay handsomely for your head. Plus, I've never liked you.
Wilson's phone rings. He looks at the caller ID.
Speak of the devil.
He answers the phone.
Yes, Mr. Krysick. No, it's about halfway down the block. No. Look, I'll come outside. You'll see me.
Wilson hangs up.
Make peace with whatever gods you have, 'cause it's about to get really messy in here.
Wilson exits up the stairs.
I have a razor blade in my collar, if anyone can reach it.
I'm on it.
Tulip scoots forward, her arms extending further and further behind her back. She reaches the point where anatomically there is no more give. She edges forward with a horrific crunching sound from her shoulders.
I'm gonna be sick.
Tulip's arms are now all the way over her head, and she twists round so that her hands are now in front of her. It is clear that one of her shoulders is dislocated. Tulip leans across and extracts the razor blade from Meredith's collar with her teeth, blooding her mouth in the process.
Seriously, I am gonna be sick.
Tulip bends forward, razor blade in her teeth, and cuts through the zip strip that binds her hands. In seconds, she is free, although blood is now pouring from her mouth. Before she cuts Meredith free, she grabs one of the ice buckets on the bar and puts it next to Sara, who promptly vomits into it. Tulip cuts Meredith free. Meredith stands up and grabs Tulip's arm.
You ready?
Don't talk. Just do it.
Tulip puts a folded bar towel between her teeth. Meredith pushes Tulip's arm back into its socket. Tulip grunts in pain. Sara throws up into the ice bucket again. We can hear Wilson and Krychek approaching down the stairs into the bar.
You need me for this?
Probably not, but let's not risk it.
Tulip breaks into a run across the floor. She drops to her knees and starts to slide across the hardwood floor as Wilson and Krychek enter the room. She crashes into them, knocking them to the ground like bowling pins. She grabs Krychek's head and smashes it against the floor several times, while Meredith appears, an ice bucket in hand with which she smashes Wilson's head, until the bucket is almost entirely misshapen. Tulip reaches into Wilson's jacket and pulls out a pistol. It's the same model of 1911 that Reynolds was carrying.
A lot of these going around.
Meredith turns back and looks at Sara. Sara is still tied to the bar, head slumped, vomit trailing from her lips onto her clothes.
How you doing there, champ?
That was gross on so many levels. Now, for fuck's sake, someone cut me loose.
The door of the bar opens, faster than an eye blink. Tulip raises the 1911, pointing it at the door. Then we see it's just the bartender.
I forgot my phone.
Stares aghast at the carnage.
What the hell happened here?